Hello students, welcome to the English class of Basava Residential Girls School. I am your English teacher Kavita Victor. So now we will see a new lesson, a story in fact, which is titled as Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. So who has written this? It is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Every one of you will be familiar with him. So we'll see a little more details about him. He is a national poet. He had a multifaceted personality. He was not only a great poet but also a genius in music, painting, acting, choreography, etc. That is why he is called multifaceted. He was a genius in many fields. He was the first Indian to receive the Nobel Prize. He was awarded the honor in 1913 for his Gitanjali, a collection of poems. So this is about a short introduction about the author, Rabindranath Tagore. Now we'll see a few words from the glossary. If you have your textbook, you can turn to page 4, or you can continue watching in the videos itself. First word, whim. Whim means a sudden desire or change of mind. Suddenly, sometimes you will get some desire, right? Suddenly you will say, I feel like eating ice creams, or I feel like eating pani puri, and you go and you go to a shop and buy and eat. That is called whim, sudden desire to do something. Next one is quaint. Fanciful, attractive in an unusual way, or old fashioned. Something which is old fashioned, something which is old but which is attractive. Next word, linger. Linger means continue to exist longer than expected, which we expect it to stay for 5 minutes. It is just staying there for longer than 5 minutes. It is called linger. For example, if you say you are supposed to go into the class as soon as the bell rings, there will be some girls or some students who would just wait outside, just be loitering around near the door. They are lingering. They are just existing there instead of moving away from there. Next word, ply. So here in this context, it is used as to study or to read. But in general, to ply means to open. Okay. Vowed. Vowed means to promise. Promised. Moving finger. Moving finger here means fate or destiny. We say, right, my fate is written. So written means a finger has to move. So that moving finger is considered as a fate or destiny. Aerial messenger. Aerial itself, that word aerial means something related to air or to something which is up above. So here it means somebody who has come from above, from God. Aerial messenger, because aerial, air, above, it is considered as heaven. So from heaven he has come. That is why he is called aerial messenger. Next is exalted. Very delighted or happy, elated. That is called exalted. Next is jostle. T is silent. So jostle means to push roughly against. While walking, if you have to walk in a very crowded place, you have to jostle people around, right? Bustling means moving in a hurried way. Again, in a crowded place, if everybody is busy with their own work, focused on their own work, it is called as bustling. Next is absently, without concentrating on what is happening. We can also say like absent-mindedly. We don't know what is happening. We are in our, if that person is in his or her own world and doing something else, that is called absently. Mere. Mere means something small or insignificant. That means which doesn't have much value. Utility means usefulness. Indulged, allow oneself to enjoy something. If you say today my father took me to an ice cream shop and I indulged in ice creams. I bought 5, 6 flavors and I ate it. That is called indulge. Torrent, a stream of water flowing rapidly and violently. If it's like a stream, but you can hear its flowing sound. It is like very rapid. It is called torrent. Seldom means rarely, not so often. It came to pass. This is a phrase which is used together. It means it happened. Sigh, deep audible breath to express sadness or relief. You say no, that is called a sigh. Sometimes to express relief also, or to express sadness. Scheme of things, the way things are organized or happened in a particular situation. That means in that situation, this is how it has to be done. So it is called the scheme of things. Alright, now a few more words. Green meadows, a piece of land which has grass and flowers growing in it. So this is called a green meadow. Beautiful grassland with flowers and mostly grass. That is why green meadows. Next is pitcher. It is not picture. Pitcher, a large jug or container made of clay to fill water or any other liquid. Mostly it is water. So this is a pitcher. Alright. Now we'll go to the story. The man had never believed in mere utility. So this story is about one man. His name has not been given, but he is called as the idler. So we can see on the left side one lazy man. Okay. So while he was on the earth, he didn't believe in mere utility. That means to do something or to have something. Many of us think, right, if I have to do this, of what use is it to me? Or if I have to do something or write something, it has to be of some use, otherwise I will not do it. So this man is the exact opposite of that. He never believed in any utility. Even if sometimes if it is not useful to me, also if I like it, I will do it. That is the attitude this man had. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. So because he didn't believe in utility, he didn't have any purpose. He didn't have anything to do, useful thing to do. So he indulged in mad whims. So whatever he felt like doing, he did. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women, castles, quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. So he would make sculptures of women, of men, of castles, or any earthen. Earthen means with clay. He would make so many sculptures, and also dotted with seashells. That means he would decorate it with seashells. He painted. He also painted. Thus he wasted his time on all that was useless and needless. See, for him it was nice. He felt good when he did it, but for the world it was useless, because it didn't fetch him any money or any benefit. People laughed at him. So people, because all the other people on earth are very busy, so they would laugh at him. What is this? He's sitting and making sculptures which are of no use. At times he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. At times he thought, okay, I will not do all these things, I will go and do something useful like the other people. But his desire to do all these things lingered in his mind. That means it always stayed in his mind. Now the author is giving one example. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. He's telling some boys seldom ply, that means very rarely they open their books and study, yet they pass their tests. So without studying also, some people by just a stroke of luck they pass the exams, right? A similar thing happened to this man. Now this idler man, something similar happened. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet after his death the gates of heaven opened wide for him. See, now it is a belief, isn't it, that only if people who are doing useful things will go to heaven. But this man, something unusual happened. Even though he didn't do anything useful, after his death he went straight to heaven. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the aerial messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. So he was taken to heaven. So in heaven also there are many places. Okay. Now since we don't exactly know what heaven is or how it is, here according to this writer, now there are many places. One of them is called workers' paradise, where this idler man was not supposed to go, but by mistake the aerial messenger took him and put him in that workers' paradise. It was a mistake made by who? The aerial messenger. So in this paradise you find everything except leisure. So as the name suggests, it is workers' paradise, the heaven of people who keep working. You don't find leisure, okay, no time to rest. Here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on, times are flying. All exclaim, time is precious. We have our hands full, we make use of every single minute. So now they are all busy. Nobody is free, but still they are all so happy. God, we haven't a moment to spare. We don't have even a single moment to spare, to rest. Okay, even men, women, both of them, they are telling, what is their motto? Time is precious. Okay, they sigh complainingly, even though they are complaining because they don't have time, yet those words make them happy and exalted. Even though they are complaining that their hands are full, they are always busy, they are so happy. A bustling girl went every day to a silent torrent. Now a new character is introduced. Now there is a girl in the workers' paradise. Bustling. What is the meaning of bustling? Busy, always busy, walking about, doing the work. So this girl, every day she went to a silent torrent. So what is torrent? It is like a stream which is making lot of noise. But here in silent, since in the workers' paradise, even a torrent wouldn't make its energy, waste its energy singing. So even the torrent doesn't want to waste its energy by making sound or by singing, making noise. So the torrent is very silent, and what would this girl do? She will go there every day to fill her pitcher. Okay, that was her work, her daily work. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. If you have seen anyone playing guitar, if that person is a right-handed person, you can see the left hand moving so beautifully along the strings. So the same way, in such a beautiful way how the hands are moving on the guitar, the same way that the girl's movement was on the road. Now he is describing her. Her hair was carelessly done. That means she hasn't spent much time decorating her hair. Inquisitive wisps. Wisps means again small bunches of hair. Inquisitive means very curious. What are the small locks of hair doing? They are peeping often over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eyes. So here the author is very beautifully describing her appearance. He is telling that hair on her forehead is peeping over at her at the dark wonder of her eyes. They are just they want to look they want to look at her beautiful eyes. That what is there? What is the wonder in her eye? Okay, now here we have come to the end of this segment. The remaining part we will see in the next video. Okay, so now we will see what happened to this girl, and did that idler person enjoy his stay in the workers' paradise, or did the people welcome him? We will see it in the next class. Okay, see you, bye bye.